A truce. Moose. Oh. Ah! What's happening, my fellow geeks and geekettes? Welcome to a brand new episode of Cosplay Chris, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my process of putting on some makeup for my Knightmare Joker cosplay, as well as showing you guys the costume so far. So some pieces are still remaining in terms of sourcing. We still have Joker's gun, we have Harley's gun, and the pants, and then it is pretty much a wrap on this cosplay. But for the most part, we've got the bulk of this costume. We have the surgeon's gown, the surgical mask, the bulletproof vest, the SWAT stuff, we've got the badges, we've got the mag holders, and we've got the orange gloves, of course. And we have some Joker cards from the amazing crew over at Alter Ego Studios, and I'll be showing you guys them later on in the video. Have you ever been looking for something to watch on Netflix and realized the Aussie Netflix doesn't have that certain title, but the American one does, and you don't have access to it? Well, it sounds like you need NordVPN, champion. VPN stands for Virtual Private Network, a service that protects your internet connection and privacy online. It creates an encrypted tunnel for your data and protects your online identity by hiding your IP address. It also allows you to use public Wi-Fi hotspots safely. Now, if you're an avid gamer, there are people who like gaming online but have to deal with DDoS attacks, bandwidth throttling, and content restrictions. Luckily, you can forget about all of these problems with NordVPN. Now, the way a VPN works is when you connect to a virtual private network service, it authenticates your client with a VPN server. The server then applies an encryption protocol to all the data you send and receive. The VPN service creates an encrypted tunnel over the internet that secures the data traveling between you and the destination. Do you get all that? Good. Now, Nord is part of 5,300 plus servers in 59 countries. As confirmed by speed tests, Nord is amazing. It's one of the fastest VPNs out there. Now, Nord is also available on every major platform, including Windows, Android, iOS, macOS, and Linux. Even your Android TV supports NordVPN. Now, I'm gonna leave the link in the video description and use the coupon code CosplayChrisVPN to get your 2-year plan with a 73% discount plus 4 extra months of subscription as a gift. Not to mention a 30-day money-back guarantee. Now, the process of putting on the makeup is very, very simple and very straightforward. I try not to overcomplicate things because it just gives me a headache. Now, there's one thing I want to address. Eyebrows. Now, as we all know, Jared Leto shaved his eyebrows for Suicide Squad, but when it came time for the reshoots, or should I say the additional photography that was done for Zack Snyder's Justice League, they just covered Jared's eyes up with what I believe are silicone covers. Now, you can buy these pre-made, pre-packaged from effects shops and effects companies, and it really shows. There's a massive difference between shaving your eyebrows and having your eyebrows covered. Now, usually you can go the route of covering your eyebrows up with a glue stick, blending it in, and also using cover-ups and concealers. While these are great, there are some phenomenally brilliant videos out there on YouTube by costumers, drag performers. It looks amazing, but in this case, it still looks a bit cheesy and a little bit fake. Once that white clown makeup is on top, it just doesn't sell it for me. At the end of the day, shaving your eyebrows is gonna give you the best look, but we're not gonna be doing that today. So what I'm gonna be doing is using my eyebrows to highlight the black circles around the eyes. It just means we're gonna be extending those black circles just a little bit higher, but we can use that to our advantage because we can contour them and make it a lot more angry looking. So of course, we've got a white, we've got a black for the eyes, and a red for the lips and around the mouth. I also have my old Whiplash grill that I had made several years ago, and I have not used it since I did cosplay as Whiplash back in 2018, and we also have a teeth stainer. Now, that's the makeup down pat. Let's talk about the wig. This beautiful wig that you see right here is from a very talented gentleman in the States who goes by the name Greg Morayo, and he does some amazing work. I will leave his Instagram down below. Go check out his work. He specializes in life-size figures of movie and TV characters, mostly old classical characters, and he collaborates with some phenomenal artists with 3D printing, molding, casting, and Greg does some brilliant finish work. So Greg was kind enough to make me a wig, and it is so affordable. If you'd like one, please hit him up. It's a beautiful lace front wig. I have styled it. I have sprayed some gel in there, like a gel spray, just so it holds its shape, and it has that greasy griminess to it. Like I said, this is a lace front wig. I have trimmed the lace front as I see fit, and I don't even glue it down. It fits my head so well and cups my head so well. Once the makeup's on, I just pop the wig on and it just really sets in place. So again, a massive thank you to Greg. He was so awesome and does amazing work that is beyond affordable. All right, we're gonna shift to the bathroom, slap on some clown makeup, slap on this beautiful cosplay and have a bit of fun. Prepare to cringe. All right, now before we get started, I just wanna show you guys the finalized police badges on the SWAT vest. So all these have been cast in resin except these two here. So I bought these two original badges off AliExpress. I then took a mold of them, as well as taking a mold of this badge here. So the castings for this badge are all resin, whereas we've got the original metal ones here and the rest have been cast in resin with a pigment powder and then the blood effects put onto it. So what I did was, after casting them all, doing all the highlighting work, the blood work, I then attached them all together in the order that they appear on the screen use vest, and then just velcroed them / glued them straight onto the tactical vest that you see right here. We also have the seatbelt cutter that arrived. Now it did come in a khaki color, so I did spray it black. There you go. But yes, this is the same make and model that Jared Leto wore on screen as Knightmare Joker. And of course, we also have Harley's gun to go on this side and Joker's gun to go on this side with the accompanying holsters. But for the most part, the costume is pretty effective in terms of getting the image out there of Knightmare Joker. So with that being said, let's slap on some clown makeup, geeks and geekettes. Okay, so before we get started, you want to make sure that your face is nice, clean, and dry. So I had a moisturizer on, gave my face a quick wash and a quick pat dry, just so it's a nice, clean, blank canvas, because any moisturizers, anything like that, may inhibit the way the paint will sit on your face. Also, just slick the hair back a bit so we don't get too much white clown makeup on there. There's nothing really fancy in terms of applying the white clown makeup. So the clown makeup in question is from Mayron. It's a clown white light. I bought this from a costume shop nearby. It was $13.99, and that is Australian, so that's pretty good. So I'm actually going to be applying the makeup by hand. I'm not going to be using a sponge until the end. The sponge is just going to help evenly distribute everything once I apply the white makeup by hand. But we're not going to go all the way to the center of the eye. We're going to leave my eyebrows intact and some space around here, as well as around my mouth. Because if we went all the way in with the white, it's then going to affect how the black and the red will look, and it'll mix together and it'll just be too much of a light dark. In fact, it'll probably shift towards a gray. Mind you, we are going to be blending the edges of the black in with the white. So we're going to go from a stark black and taper that out to almost a gray, how it blends back into the white clown makeup. Now you see that I've gone right in. We'll just get a makeup wipe and then bring it back out. And it doesn't really matter, get really up there in your hairline. It's just gonna help with blending it in, and then when time comes to put the wig on, it's gonna look and sit a lot better. So what I'm doing now is going back in with a makeup sponge and just dabbing all over, just to make sure everything's even. We've got an even texture going on. Now it has whitened it quite a bit, that's fine, that's okay. After this stage, we're gonna grab a makeup wipe and just get rid of the excess. I look so ridiculous right now, but it's all part of the process. Okay, so we're gonna let this sit for a bit. I'm happy with how everything's turned out in terms of removing the excess stuff around the eyes and the mouth. So we're gonna go in with a setting spray. We're gonna let this sit for about 15 minutes. So this is from Rimmel London, Insta Fix and Go. So this acts as a primer and also a setting spray. And a massive mental note, close your eyes, geeks and geekettes, if you're using a setting spray, because holy shit, it stings if you get this stuff in your eyes. It also really stings if you've just had a shave. Alrighty, geeks and geekettes, it is now time to do the black eyes. Now, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I am leaving my eyebrows bare just because I wasn't happy with the results the first time around. I tried covering my eyebrows up with the glue stick and the concealer. It just means we're gonna up the circumference of the black circles just a little bit, but it still looks amazing. I've seen people do Knightmare Joker with their eyebrows still out there, and it still looks great. So for the black and the red, we're gonna be using the BYS effects wheel. So we're actually, for the mouth, we're going to be using this dark red and the light red too, but we're going to be using this black for the eyes. So it's going to be a nice stark black in the middle around the perimeter of the eyes, and then as we go out towards the white, I'm then going to use my finger and then dab it and then blend it back in so it almost has a gray, but we have that nice transition from a stark black to the white clown makeup. All right, Geeks and Geekettes, like I said, I'm just gonna get my finger and start to blend the black into the white. So, see right there, starting to blend it, looks a lot better as opposed to just the stark black straight to white. Now, you may have to go back in with either the white or the black, do touch-ups here and there, but it's just more or less finding that happy medium. Really digging this already. It just looks a lot more natural. So what I'm going to do is get the black back on the brush and just go back in to anywhere around the perimeter of the eye that is smudged off or where skin's showing through, just so it's, like I said, a stark black, and then we've got that nice transition out to the white. And see what I mean by when you use the advantage of contouring your eyebrows, you know, you've got that more evil look. It works. It seriously works. Okay, we're going to grab our setting spray and let this sit for about 15 minutes. Alrighty, Geeks and Geekettes, we are now going to be moving on to the lips. So for my actual lips, we're going to be using the dark part of this wheel, and as we move outwards, we're going to be going to a lighter red. So again, it's all about blending, finding that happy medium. After that, I'm going to spray that setting spray on. We're then going to move on to the scars, which are pretty straightforward, and it's just going to be reusing that black, but very subtly with very little on the actual brush. I feel pretty. So I'm actually going to go back to the darker red and just do a once over with my lips one more time, spray on that setting spray, and then we're going to move on to the scars. Okay, so I've gone ahead and put the surgical gown and the face mask on. So it's quite a tricky process. So you got to make sure it's not going to hit the makeup. Even though the makeup is sort of held up by that setting spray, it's not completely bulletproof. So the next step and final step before we put on the wig is staining my teeth and putting the grill in. So as I said, I'm going to be using my Whiplash grill. Now, I have not used this grill since 2018, as it's been always thoroughly washed whenever I used it. Just gave it another wash. So this was made from a direct mold of my teeth by Dave Woodruff and finished with a special chrome paint by the very talented Gordon Tarpley. Gentlemen, thank you so much again for doing an amazing job on this. So still fits, but before that, we got to stain my teeth. So this is the teeth stainer I actually use for Pirate Batman. I usually use a mixture of this black and a brown, and funny enough, the brown is called nicotine, which is just gross. So you're gonna get a nice close-up of my teeth and me staining them, so that's gonna be fun. And it dries seriously in like 20 seconds, and then we can pop the grill on. I'm then gonna put the SWAT vest on and then the wig, because if I put the wig on first, then the vest, we run the risk of the wig pulling and then pulling some of the makeup off. Oh yeah. A truce. Moves. So these beautiful Joker card replicas come courtesy of Alter Ego Studios. I want to thank the boys at Alter Ego Studios for sending me out several of these to play with. So this is slightly weathered, and then we have a severely weathered one. I've got a few more clean ones to play with. We're going to do some blood splatters and stuff like that, but these cards are absolutely amazing quality. They actually are printed like real playing cards. And there you have it, guys. Once the wig is on, we get that full Knightmare Joker effect. I'm so happy with how this cosplay turned out. Once you get it all on and put the outfit on and with the teeth, you can't help but just get into the character and have a lot of fun with something like this. And here we are, Geeks and Geekettes. This gives you a pretty good idea of how the final cosplay is going to look. Obviously, I'm still missing the sidearms, Joker's gun, Harley's gun, and also his assault rifle, and just have to grab some white pants and we're good to go. But I'm so thrilled and happy with how this makeup process has turned out. Really took my time, especially with the eyes and blending in and utilizing the contours of my eyebrows. I'm happy to discuss with you why you sent a boy wonder
To do a man's job.
this can be so cringe at times. My neighbors are probably looking in from across the way and just thinking, what in the name of fuck is going on? There's a clown in a surgical gown with a SWAT vest and a Cocker Spaniel on the bed. Nothing sus. I love in that Nightmare sequence, he's always got like his hand leaning on the vest and he's kind of like cocked like a gunslinger, especially when he does that really creepy grin. His laugh is so weird. It's really weird to do. So thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial and run through of me applying my Knightmare Joker makeup. Can't wait to finally finish this cosplay and can't wait to wear this thing to a con. And I really hope I did this costume justice. League. Guys, wherever you are in the world, have yourselves an absolute cracker of a day. I hope you're well. Hope you're happy. Be merry, be silly. And until next time, geeks, please always remember, cosplayers do it best. I'll be the bigger... I'm your best friend.
The girl or the boy?
And now comes the glamorous part of taking this shit off.